A bad omen is not picky when it falls on anyone, be it a wealthy or a poor family. And likewise, there are some families whose descendants have lost their glorious days to begging, such as the Abbasid Empire, who lost everything and begged in the streets of Baghdad, the miserable family of the Nawabs of Bengal, and the golden royal lineage of the Mughal emperors of India. Today we are talking about the last Mughal emperor of India, Bahadur Shah Zafar, with whom the last son of the Mughal empire sank. His poems have come down to us, and one can glean from them that he was an emotional and thoughtful man who believed in oneness of all. He was also a man who believed in all religions, and one of his verses extols the fact that Hindus and Muslims are people with similar ethos, but unfortunately, his goodness was taken advantage of. In 1857, sepoys of the East India Company, both Hindus and Muslims revolted as they felt that the new cartridges issued to them, the Enfield rifles, were greased with the fat of pigs and cows. The rebelling sepoys seized the town of Meerut, Kanpur and Delhi, and the sepoys needed a leader, and they opted to make Bahadur Shah Zafar as their leader. A massive rebellion broke out 2 decades later, now hailed as India's first war of independence. So mutinous soldiers declared that now the frail 82-year-old as the leader of their insurrection. The emperor, who preferred writing poetry to waging war, knew that the chaotic uprising was doomed and still agreed to become the leader. British forces surrounded Delhi within a month and ruthlessly crushed the revolt, executing all 10 of Zafar's surviving sons, and 2 of whose heads were presented to him before dinner, and they were killed at the Khuni Lal Darwaza in Delhi. Despite the royal family's surrender, and he was called into the same Red Fort that turned into a court of trial of the British East India Company. Zafar was not good enough to be a warrior, but he loved his country all the same and proved his point, as the British were the men of services in the Mughal court, but later made him a puppet monarch. He revolted as the British did the same and betrayed the Mughals. He complained about the amount of wealth that the British took away from India. The balance sheet of the deaths caused by British was higher than the British killed in the first revolt of 1857. The frail old king knew that there was no point of proving his point to the British court, as they have already made up their mind to punish him. His only wish was to remain in Delhi, to stay closer to his country. But the East India Company did not grant his wish. He and his whole family were imprisoned and sent to Rangoon in Burma for a life sentence. His lines reflected the pain. He writes, "Alas, what a revolution! Due to the cruelty of the age, Delhi slipped out of Zafar's hand in a moment." Captain H. Nelson Davis recalls the last sight of the emperor, who was no less than a beggar. He lived in the prison for 4 years and wrote his last wishes on the walls. How unfortunate for Zafar's funeral. Not even 2 yards of land was found, my friend. The empathy moved Nelson as he saw the frail emperor dead without a prayer or an open window of freedom. Thus the last king of India crossed the line of life. As his plain funeral was taking its course, these lines resonated in Captain Nelson's ears. When the time came for the tomb, there was no land available for the last crown prince of India in the whole of Rangoon. The captain writes that he saluted the king for the last time and left. If you ever go to Rangoon, you will still find his grave, and the citizens of Myanmar have built a devotional relationship with him. That Bahadur Shah Zafar may have been the emperor of Hindustan, but But he was greater than that. They call him Baba because he was so learned. He knew everything. He wrote beautiful poems too. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, then please do not forget to like it, subscribe it, and of course comment on it. And let me know if there is more to it. Thank you so much. See you next time.